I'm here in Granbury in the rain to show you a messed up house that we're going to flip. Hi, I'm David Orcutt with Winston Properties, and we are here in a small lake neighborhood where we found a good house that we can flip. It is 1,750 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, but one of the awesome things about it, as you can see through the breezeway, is this house is on the main body of the lake. Let's take a look. So as you can see, this house has some limitations. The front curb appeal of the house is not that great with the air conditioner, the kind of lame landscaping, and then it's unusual because the front door is not at the front of the house. The front door is in the middle of the breezeway. It gives us some benefits later, but it's a little weird as you drive up to the house. So let's take a look all the way back at the lake. You can see as we come through the breezeway that the front door is almost all the way at the back of the house. They have some great gates here, maybe to pull a trailer back. Come on through. And then you can see a great view of the lake. This is the main body. It's farther south on the lake, closer to the deep water. And a great dock. It's actually built of concrete. And then shaded backyard, and then an awesome, very deep porch. One beautiful thing about this porch is the house faces south. So you're gonna get the sunrise, depending on the time of the year, right over here. Sun's gonna come up. Everything is shaded the whole time after the sunrise. And then as the sun goes down in the west, you don't see the sunset, but you don't get that blazing Texas heat pounding you in your porch. Because of the storage room over there and the way the trees are lined up, this is shaded heavily during the hot periods of the day. So it'll be a very relaxing, very breezy area. Very nice to relax on the lake. So let's take a look inside the house. There's still some furniture in here, but you can get an idea of the size of the living room that's right when you walk in the door. But the beauty of this house is the bedrooms are pushed to the front with the door coming in farther back in the house. All the living areas, all the public areas are facing the lake. It gives us a great view. We got a fireplace here, got a partly raised ceiling, and then pretty good sized dining room over here. And then our kitchen. And we have pictures of, we just did some foundation work to get started here. We have moved the refrigerator to get it out of the way when we did the foundation work. But as we did the foundation work, we found the cabinets are all disconnected. In fact, this one you can see, I broke it more. The bottom is crushed due to water damage. And then if we get back here, all back here is rotted and pulled away. Same thing with the oven. Pull that away. There's been work sort of done back here, but only half-assed done, and there were still leaks. This floor is warped and really sank about 3 inches there. We'll show you a picture here where the stove and the dishwasher were actually cocked inwards because of the floor falling in. The wall behind this backs up to the 2 bathrooms. So as the foundation folks fixed all the piers, the beams, got everything lifted here, we got some cracks in the walls that we have to recover, but the bathroom tiles were all messed up, and we've taken a look under there. The floorboards underneath there are so rotted that we had to just rip out the whole bathroom to replace the floor. And we can give you an idea of that over there, but they're so small it's hard to see. Other problem with this kitchen is just it's dated. If we go with everything above here, it's solid, but everything below here has the water damage underneath. So the cabinets need to be replaced. It forces us to do the kitchen, but gives us the opportunity to really update it with the dated things that we have here. But the bones of the house and the size of the house give us a lot to work with. As you can see, we have a large dining area, a great room for a hutch. They had it set up for a pass-through. We may not use it that way, but where we could have stools on each side, and then really opened it up to the sunroom. Some of the windows need to be replaced. Some of them are in great shape. But as you walk in, you immediately get that great view of the lake. Now, this great view of the lake brings us another problem. This can be, even with all that shade out there, this is so bright that it overpowers the light in this part of the house. You may have noticed that the lights are all sort of that yellowy style instead of now people do their lights a lot brighter on the daylight scale. And so we're going to take a look at how much we can lighten it up with that, or how much we might just need to add more light. So this house is actually lit up. I turned on every light, but it's dark enough that actually the light on my camera went on because it's trying to get more light in here. That is a problem with this house. So as we go through, we have a small bedroom with a pretty decent sized closet. We actually have a pretty big second bedroom that's a little bit brighter. However, this is missing a closet. If you look down here, You can see they closed in a closet door. They didn't even bother to get rid of the carpet underneath it and take it to the floor. So as we ripped out the carpet, we found, well, we can see the edges of where the door used to be as we want to rebuild that closet. One nice thing you can see in this room is the whole house, every window outside of the sunroom has these really nice plantation shutters. So that's, you know, depending on how long ago they got them, that's $500 to $1,000 per window. And that's a great window covering that a lot of people like. As we change this room, we're going to get rid of this big hunkin' fan, and then we'll head over to the master. Notice that we ripped the carpet out. That was something we did to help the people working on the foundation so they could level throughout the house. They replaced 26 beams, 12-foot beams throughout the house where we had leveling problems. And the corner of that far bedroom, we didn't show you the crack in the wall where they actually had to raise that corner of the house. But you can see the solid planking that they have here. So this primary bedroom has 2 closets, and we'll show you the primary bath. All right, so Alex and I are getting pretty close in here. This is a standard size bathroom for a house that's 40 years old, about 5 foot by about 8 foot. So we have our standard tub shower combo. Actually, I put in a nice sink here. But actually, I moved back here so you can see me, and as I'm standing, I'm feeling tile crack because of the subfloor that's rotted underneath it. Everything's moving, and I can get a good bounce here, but I'm afraid to bounce a little too much. So this room's gonna be trashed. We might actually bump out the wall right where you're looking at and make this a bigger bathroom because the primary needs a bigger bathroom, and there's enough room in that primary bedroom that we could take up about 3 feet that way. So stay tuned, we might do some looks at what we do with the bathroom there. All right, so this bathroom is a mess. It also has a subfloor problems. You can see cracking as I get closer to that wall that's by the kitchen. I can feel the house slope down. This is a fun one, take a look. We are told that somebody used a 12 gauge in here. It looks exactly like it. We found some shot underneath. So unusual work that we have to do here, but this subfloor has to be replaced, so this whole bathroom has to go too. When they did the foundation work, we actually saw, if you want to get a closer look in here, maybe a little too close for comfort, Alex. This last tile line actually separated by about 1 inch. So even though it looks okay now, if somebody took a shower here, that would all leak out. And then as they finished up and lifted the floor again and got it all level, we have a lot of issues with the tile here. So we went into this project knowing that the foundation would drive a lot of the repairs that we need to do kind of cosmetically anywhere. So this is all going to be trashed. Attack of the killer shower. But we'll have nice fresh colors in here. We're not going to change the layout because we have the hallway here we'd have to work with, and we have the kitchen there. So there's nowhere to grow this one. But as a second bath, it could be very nice and useful for the rest of the house. So this is actually a very well-lit part of the house with a great fluorescent light above it. This floor, I will show you a picture. Oh wow, I just put my foot through the floor. But as the foundation folks at Urgent Foundation Repair fixed everything for me, they also grabbed all the old wood, all the old scraps, and then there was a lot of insulation they had to pull off the flooring to see what they were looking at. All that came out. It took about 10 tall bags of trash to get that out of here. Since this was trashed, they opened this up, took it all out this way, and then one part of the house where the floor is as solid as heck. So washer and dryer will go here, but again, you could see that this had all rotted before when leaks here were not taken care of. So let's summarize the major issues at this house. The biggest one was the foundation work. A lot of people are going to look at this house and say, I'm not going to touch that foundation. I can visibly see problems. I see holes in the floor. I see cracking. They don't want to touch that foundation. Second issue is going to be the lighting. It's just so dark throughout that house. And then the third problem is it's pretty dated. Now, a lot of people who flip houses just look at cosmetics. If they can fix it cosmetically, flip it, maybe do some tweaks, do some things that really give it some pizzazz, but really focus on the cosmetic side. This house has a lot more to do with that. It's gonna have a lot of electrical work and then the foundation work that we've already had our partner Urgent Foundation Repair get started on. So that really hits our sweet spot. We didn't really have anything that required plumbers, electricians, those kind of things to come in with the trades, which can really slow you down and obviously really move up the bill. But sometimes you need to pay that kind of money when you need that kind of expertise. But we have those trade-offs of those major issues that brought the cost of the house down, but we got the payoff of this lake. So we're on a medium wide part of the lake, farther south on the lake. We have deep water at the end of the dock. We also really enjoy on this house the layout, with the back of the house really being set up with all the public areas there, so every room in the back of the house has a great view of the lake. And then finally, we get the benefit of a pretty nice neighborhood that's up and coming. The houses on the lake have almost all been renovated and upgraded, and we're starting to see that work its way through the rest of the canal part of the neighborhood. Let's head back inside. I love this lake! So now that you've seen the house with its limitations and with the great things about it, let's talk about sort of the history pricing wise. So this house was initially on the market as for sale by owner at $750,000. Did not sell for quite a while, and eventually it was moved down to, with a real estate agent, at $600,000. Now the real estate agent strongly recommended that that was not the right price for the house due to all the limitations here, but the sellers really stuck to that for about 5 months. Later, they allowed the real estate agent to go ahead and take over the pricing, and to try it, he thought, let me try $500,000, but he really thought it was worth about $450,000. At $500,000, it did get some looks, but no offers. He dropped the price to $450,000, which is about where he comped it out at, and that's when he got a lot of interest, and we made our offer at $440,000, which was accepted. So this house was then appraised by the bank as if we had already done the renovations, and was appraised at $630,000 as a future price, again with all the renovations done. We gave them a list of the money we plan to spend and the things we plan to do to the house. So now we can discuss what we talked in another video about the equity cushion, right? So we have $440,000 as our purchase price of the house, but knowing that the work can get done, this can be worth $630,000. That gives us $190,000 of equity cushion. Now we're gonna spend a little more than half of that on the renovations, but then the remainder of that is our profit, contingency if we need it, or if we run into any other problems. So that's what you do when you flip houses. You look for a house where you can get it cheap enough to do the required renovations, whether they're just cosmetic or whether they're bigger, like foundation work, replacing 2 bathrooms and replacing a kitchen, and know what those costs are and still have enough money left over to make it worth your time. That's what the equity cushion is all about. So as we wrap up, the great things about this house that we're excited to show you, we're going to show you some different projects. We have a video we've already started putting together with the great work that Urgent Foundation Repair did. We'll have that up soon, although I took way too much video and we have to cut it way down. But they did a great job, huge team here, and we have a solid foundation for the house now, which is what they're all about. But now that we have that fixed, we can go do all the cosmetic work that we want to do. So that's the story of this house renovation-wise, but the story of this house fits into the story of Granbury. Fantastic quality of life here. You can see the lake that we're going to make. Some family or some Airbnb is going to use this and have great access to the lake, deep water, fantastic views, shade all the time. That's what Granbury is all about. A lot of lake properties are really what drive the market here and drive the upper end of the market. We love being on the lake and we love doing renovations with that. If you're interested in moving to Granbury or relocating here or just having a second home here, I'd love to give you some help on that. And we have experience with renovating houses, a lot of experience with buying houses and helping people find their right house here. So I'm David Orcutt with Winston Properties. Give it a like, give it a subscribe. Thank you very much.